good. It's good to keep up. We made an earlier video. The unemployment benefits were ended by the legislature. That's the Republican Party's doing. We reported on the day it ended. So 1.3 million people. They simply discontinued their unemployment. That's the result of how this legislative branch not unable to reach this agreement. We don't know why. Republican Party has done this. It has just not helped the economy, but it's good to follow up on what's taking place. We reported on. We want you to know it ended and what the results are. It's good to keep up with it, so we know where we're living and what kind of what the effect the political class is having. So we jotted down. I mean, it's in some papers, but it's buried. So what's happening to the people? So those are Americans. 1.3 million. Actually, going to be it's going to increase by the thousands as we go, as more people lose it. Here's the thing. So what are they doing? Well, there's a good article in here. What does one do when the political class has done this? Discontinue unemployment when the economy is like this. Oh, okay. Well, here's what some people. Here's what kinds of things are going on with such individuals. We should be aware. We should keep up on it. Finding out. Okay, some say right. One is selling their cars. The problem is if you can't you sell your car, you may not be able to get to work. So that's what's taking place there. Other a major thing taking place is people pawning their personal possessions. So you're pawning personal possessions, selling your car, unless you need the car to get to work. Many people who exhausted their state unemployment benefits as well. What's happening there is they're taking their children out of high school, they're removing them and like relocating to where maybe where relatives live, and they're all gonna stay there, but they have to pull their kids out of high school to do that, to relocate. By the way, pawning your possessions, but selling your car when you need a car to get to work, that's an example of what people mean by being in a cycle of poverty. You know what I'm saying? You still want to look. If your unemployment ended, we can look for a job. But if you had to sell your car to eat, you got to find a job that you don't have to drive to. Okay, these are the kind of effects that are happening. By the way, if anyone's ever pawned anything or unfamiliar with how you pawn something, it's the kind of thing where you pawn a stereo, you get like $3. That's what it means. Pawn shops are like that. So that's. You have to pawn a lot of stuff and a lot of things you never thought you'd get rid of in order to get any money from that for real, and they're certainly doing that. A number of people are taking the whole family and relocating to states where there may be work. Many will move to places like Alabama, which is basically a non-union state, but there may be some work there. People relocate your whole family. So other things you should be aware of. What happens to people when the political class does this. Some people who have been unemployed from jobs where they've been unemployed with the kind of work they do have a skill set they can support themselves. They're simply they're taking jobs. There's jobs available at minimum wage like at McDonald's. So you can picture yourself in a situation. You have technically the skills to work, make some money, but you're just going to a minimum wage job. No one can live on minimum wage, by the way. You really can't. What else is taking place with such people? I mean, that's awful. Imagine yourself in that situation, and there's no need for it. What's interesting is I found they mentioned here. Ben Bernanke actually said what I just said. He said unemployees. Well, okay, the way they had his statement. Right, you remember the central bank. One of the things is why we resent these conspiracy theories. They actually live in reality. That's one of the things of the central bank. It's called the warm spot. You ever want to hear what's actually happening? They live in reality because they're the central bank. What Ben Bernanke said, right? He said, look. He said, statistically, it'll bring what the statistical unemployment rate it will go down, but for the wrong reason and representing nothing. In other words, he's statistically right. If you cut people, there'll be less unemployed in the statistics. He said, but that's not you don't want unemployment to go down. That's not actually unemployment going down. It's a good statement. They live in reality with the central bank. people who we see people who have illnesses. This is interesting. One of the things is, people who are living, like, for example, I forgot to mention, a lot of people are just simply taking all the money from their retirement fund to support to eat. So actually, they've done the stress of the fact that they're basically going to run through money saved for their to retire on. Okay, so that creates a very stressful situation. And once again, like we mentioned, we found an article about a woman in the paper. Some people who have to make a choice between healthcare for things like lymphoma and keeping the lights on, you need the copay on your pain medication because you got leukemia, but you're gonna have to stop paying a light bill so you can have leukemia and, like, I don't know, light your house with candles. These are kind of things happening to people. Picture yourself, it's happening to over 1 million people, and there's no need for it because it's not having any effect on, like, the investor class or something. I'm not aware that this is a move that I think how good the Republican Party did this, and now I'm really rolling in it. It's had no effect. It's only harmed people. It's only harmed people is what's taking place for no reason.